What's up guys, I'm in Dubai right now, and in this video I want to cover a 3-step system that I have used to become profitable, and the same system I've been using for the past 2 years to now trade full time and literally travel the world, go to a whole bunch of different spots. But it's getting pretty loud, so I'm going to come inside, give you a quick little breakdown of how I did it. So the first thing, so it's a 3-phase system, and the first system is really simple. It's basically the strategy. Now, strategy is actually the most important part. I know a lot of people say risk management, a lot of people will say psychology. I'll get to that in a second, but the reality is the strategy is the most important part of trading. Because the way that I like to trade is it has to be the same like an edge, okay? It has to be the same as a casino, and I always use this example because it's the best example, right? If you think about a casino owner, they always have games or strategies that work for them, right? You look at blackjack that has like a 0.2 or 5% edge. They have like poker. They have different things like roulette, right? All these games are guaranteed to make the casino money in the long run, right? And that's assuming that the casino doesn't even have good quote unquote risk management. So you have people coming in betting all these different amounts, $5, $100, $10,000, and somehow they end up always making money. And it's because their strategy has, or their games have an edge in the games, right? It should be the same exact thing for your trading, right? You need to have an edge in the market or a system or a setup that just comes again, and over time, it makes you money, okay? Not every trade, but over the long run, it will end up making you money. And so that is the first thing that you need to learn if you want to become profitable. Now, for me, how did I end up learning my strategy? Well, I actually did it by putting in a bunch of work, okay? I did the work of backtesting, creating, testing a bunch of different things. It actually started out when I first learned about something called supply and demand. And supply and demand is a really simple strategy. Just draw like boxes on your chart. When I came across it, it just made a lot of sense to me. And so I tried that, and I tried it, and it was working for a little bit. You know, I made a little bit of money. Things were going pretty okay. And then I just started losing money. It just stopped working, and I just started losing a lot more money. I couldn't really figure out what was happening. And I realized, you know, I had a mentor at the time who was helping me out, and I realized I needed a system or a strategy that is a lot more defined, okay? Because just drawing random supply and demand zones on your chart, it's not gonna work. It's too random, it's not systemized, and you're gonna be guessing, it's not gonna work for you. And so what I did was I said, okay, here's what I need to do. I need to come up with a better system of actual entries and exits and add in other elements to my strategy. So I started experimenting, started testing. I looked at things like volume, looked at things like, break of structures or trend. I looked at things like different moving averages, different RSIs, different indicators. And I went through this process of about a year of trying a lot of different things. Okay, I tried literally everything. I added stuff, I took stuff out, tried really complex stuff, really simple stuff. And eventually, I started seeing some results, right? Things started to work, but then I had to go through this testing phase again, and then iterating and testing and iterating. And ultimately, it was pretty tough, right? It took a very long time, but I finally landed on something that worked, okay? And how do I know it works? Well, when it comes to strategy, there's 2 metrics you want to look at, right? Number 1 is going to be the win rate. Number 2 is going to be the risk reward, right? Now, a lot of people say, oh, I need a 2R or a 3R on every trade, or I need above a 50% win rate, I need a 70% win rate. That's not the case, right? You gotta find what works for you, right? For me, I found my style is a little bit better with a lower risk reward, higher win rate, right? I don't really like going for like 30%, 40% win rate with like a 5R, 6R trade average. That's just not me. You gotta find what works for you. And I found not only what works for me, but what statistically works best for my strategy is going for lower risk reward and higher win percentage trades. And so that's what I did. And so I found my numbers, and I found the strategy, and it started working. I started making money. I tracked all my numbers, tracked it, and after a lot of different trades, I had the backtested data. I have the data to show that the strategy works. There's an edge in the market, and if I continue to follow it, I will end up making money. So that was like the first 3 years of my actual journey. Okay, it took about 2 years of losing and trying a bunch of random stuff, and then actually a year like figuring out the strategy, finding supply and demand, and going from there. Now, what's really important is that's only one piece of the puzzle, right? Because the other issue you're gonna have when you're trying to learn a trade is going to be psychology. Now, psychology is something that a lot of people tend to get wrong as well. And the reason for that is because psychology is really just about having an edge in your market. It's really just about having a good strategy. And let me explain why. Let me go back to the casino example. When somebody comes in, and let's say you own a casino, somebody comes in and they win the jackpot. you're not going to be stressing out, right? You're not going to be freaking out. You're not going to be like, oh, you know, I got to find new investors, get another casino going, got to find new games. Like, no, you don't do any of that, right? You don't do any of that because you have an edge. See what I mean? So when you have an edge, you have a strategy, psychology issues are gone, right? For me, if I have 5 losing trades in a row, I have 2 losing weeks in a row, 3 losing days in a row, it does not bother me. It does not affect me. Why? Because I know I have an edge in the market. So if I continue to just trade this one strategy over and over again, I will continue to make profits. It is as simple as that. And then, yeah, I may have some losing streaks. I may have some days where I'm down a lot, but with proper risk management psychology and a proper edge, I know that I'm going to be able to continue making money and continue living in places like this, okay? Even when I am losing money on that specific days, all right? So that's the second part of the system, right? Now, how do I actually implement this, right? Because having an edge is one thing, knowing your numbers is a second thing, but being able to actually do that every single day, have zero emotional attachment to your trading is the third thing. There's something that I use that's really, really important that gets rid of all of that for me. And it also helps me with the third phase of trading, which is risk management. Now, what is this going to be? Well, it's something that I like to call easy automation, all right? When I say automation, I'm not talking about algos, Forex, AI, crypto bots. No. I'm talking about something called easy automation. Now, this is something that is on pretty much every broker, all right? Not all of them, but like 99% of brokers has this. And it's called OCO orders. Now, OCO orders are really, really simple. Here's how my trading goes, right? I get into the market, I set my stop, I set my target, and I walk away, just like I'm doing right now. I'm just walking and filming, and that's all I'm doing. And the reason this works so well is because I no longer need to manage the trade. I no longer even need to look at the chart while I'm in it. And I simply just let my edge do its thing, right? I simply just say, I get in, I set my stop, I set my target, and I walk away. There's zero emotion if you can't look at the charts. There's just no emotion if you can't look at the charts. It's as simple as that. And so by being able to do this on pretty much every trade, makes trading really easy. Now, the other really cool thing about this is you don't need to enter in manually. You can set it up in a way where maybe, I know for me, when I was in college and I was working, I didn't have time to even trade in the morning. And so what I'd do is I'd set up this trade where everything was automated. Pre-market, before the market even opens, I would say, okay, when price comes down to here, I want to buy. Then when I get filled and it comes down here, I want to stop out for a loss. And then when it comes up here for a target, I want to get filled for a profit. And it's simple as that. And that's how I was able to A, trade with my edge, B, have no psychology issues, right? Because I'm able to not even look at the charts when I'm trading. And then C, have good risk management. Risk management is really important, right? And a lot of people talk about risk management. And the biggest thing I can say about risk management is you need to be risking the same amount every single trade. Most people don't do this. Let's say you got a 10K account. You want to risk $100 a trade. It's 1%. Very common, right? Now you can risk 1%, 2%, 3%. We'll get into that later. But what's important is risking the same amount every single trade. So 1%, $100 per trade. Now you may get into some trades where you may lose $70 on one trade. You may lose 130 on another. You may lose 120 on another. You may lose 50 on another. And that variance of losing a little bit sometimes, losing a lot sometimes, is going to be an issue. Because I can tell you, having a good edge, having a good psychology is going to get you to break even. But getting from break even to consistently profitable and actually seeing your account grow is going to be through risk management. When you're able to risk the same amount of your trades every single time, you will see consistent growth. It's actually better than the casino. Casinos are all over the place, right? But with you get to set your risk amount. And by doing that, you just give a much, much better edge than the casinos themselves on top of your strategy. Now, what's the takeaway from all this? Well, first thing is, if you don't have a strategy that is like written out step by step, how to get in, how to get out, entries, all that stuff, you need to get that done, okay? You need to put in the work, back test, or just learn from someone else. Once you have that, that's gonna help with psychology, start using OCO orders, and then finally, risk the same amount per trade. Okay, use options calculators. I have one you can just find them online, right? They're all over the place. But just know exactly, if I take this amount of options, I get out here, then you know exactly where to be doing that, all right? So what's really important is that you're doing this on a consistent basis, okay? And if you can do this on a consistent basis, you will be able to see consistent profits. And it's really as simple as that. Now, if you're at a point where you want to learn more specifically how to trade and how to, live like this. I'm not saying instantly you're going to be able to do this, but I do have a proven system where we've taken traders who are either been brand new or been trading for a few years and can't really see any profits to making consistent profits in just 8 weeks. I know it sounds crazy, but if I hand you a proven strategy that works and I hand you a risk management plan, there's no other way of you failing, right? We've done it with over 300 students, and if you guys aren't made profitable after 8 weeks, we'll give you your money back. It's as simple as that. If you guys want to learn exactly how to trade like me, how to travel, how to have a natural edge in the market, so I can just hand you mine and you can start trading with it instantly, then I want you guys to go ahead and click the link in the description and book a call with our team. Okay, we're gonna hop on a quick call, help you out with your trading, see if there's anything we can help out with, and we'll see if you're a good fit for our mentorship. And if you are, you'll get inside, we'll hand you my edge, we'll hand you a risk management plan, everything else you need to go ahead and get started making consistent profits. And if you're not a good fit, we're still gonna help you out, all right? We're still gonna give you some tips on the call, some things that we can advise you on, and go from there, all right? So, hope you guys enjoy this video. Go ahead and click the link in the description below now. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be out here with me in Dubai and we'll film a nice little video together. With that being said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the link below. I'll see you guys in the next one.